You're on the Bible Forum. I'm Warren Sprouse. We're here. It's Sunday night, June the 8th, 2018. You know there's volcanoes in Hawaii that are acting silly? Everybody knows that. Well, this last weekend, it got worse. And I think you know that too. Rivers of lava have been pouring out of the Kilauea volcano for weeks. But a massive eruption of Mount Merapi just a few days ago shot volcanic ash 38,000 feet into the air. And now rivers of lava are pouring out of Guatemala's Fuego volcano. 34 volcanoes around the world are erupting right now. Apparently, this is a new trend. Experts believe the trend will continue. The Earth is in some kind of phase. A 5.5 magnitude quake rattled the Big Island of Hawaii just last Sunday afternoon, followed by at least 500 quakes in the next 24-hour period, a new all-time record. Rivers of lava are reaching areas that were not supposed to be reachable. And Kilauea just keeps pouring out more. And we are, as a people, far more vulnerable to natural disasters than most of us realize. And it looks like the shaking of our planet is only going to intensify in the months and perhaps the years ahead. Does it mean anything prophetically? And you will see and hear lots and lots of stuff on that. And you'll hear the Christian type say, oh yeah, oh yeah. And you'll hear the non-Christian type saying, oh, come on. They're both right. Switch to the other side of the world. Israel has repeatedly stated that it has no interest in a military campaign in the Gaza Strip. But some experts are now saying that reality is going to drag them in there. And it might happen this week. Why? Well, there's an accumulation and instigation of shooting attacks. And now the kite terrorism, together with two highly volatile events that Hamas is planning to hold on that border. All of this in light of what is supposed to be a ceasefire. The kites are flying farther and farther inland, and they are more sophisticated in their delivery systems. They're burning the farmers' crops and even some buildings. And the kites are difficult to defend against. While Israel is warning the Palestinians there will be more aggressive response should they continue. They continue. Last Tuesday was the anniversary of the Palestinian defeat during the Six-Day War in June '67. Hamas also called for border demonstrations for the last Friday of Ramadan, an Iranian Quds Day. Quds is Arabic for Jerusalem. That was just 2 days ago. And all of this highlights the link between Hamas and Iran. A dangerous link. Pay attention. Watch it. Things are going to get serious. Back here in New York, the United Nations voted in their Security Council just this last week a resolution that called for international protection for the Palestinian people. The resolution was brought forth by Kuwait, a non-permanent member of the council. It asked the Secretary General for a report within 60 days on ways to ensure, quote, the safety, protection, and well-being of the Palestinian civilian population that live under Israeli occupation, including recommendations about, quote, an international protection mechanism. This according to the Associated Press. China, France, and Russia were among the countries that supported the resolution. with 4 countries, the United Kingdom, Ethiopia, Netherlands, and Poland, abstaining. It was only the United States that stood up. Our ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, called the Kuwaiti resolution grossly one-sided for not mentioning the Palestinian terror group Hamas. And it was wildly inaccurate in its characterization of recent events in Gaza, as it condemned Israel for the violence. After the U.S. veto, the Security Council then voted down a U.S. written resolution condemning Hamas over the recent escalation of violence in Gaza. The American resolution demanded that Hamas and other Palestinian terror groups cease all violent activity and provocative actions in Gaza. They don't want to hear it. They voted it down. Our president is in North Korea. He's asleep, I believe, or maybe he's just getting up. They're almost 24 hours ahead of us. There is nobody on either side of the aisle, as they say, debating the value and importance of this dramatic event. It's the middle of the night, and we are not going to hear anything till morning. But the odds are that Trump will get more than anyone ever has gotten before. At least he believes it's possible. China's there. China's been ferrying goods to North Korea during the embargo, offloading them in the high seas. We're not happy with China. She's violating this embargo. South Korea is there, anxious to see how all this is going to work, because they stand to lose the most. And many of their people are either from North Korea or they have family over there. To see this nation ease up on the pure evil they have poured out upon the masses will be worth the effort. Trump says it'll take him 30 seconds to decide whether this is going to be profitable or not. In North Korea, only a relative few have even enough food and shelter. The outcasts politically and the working classes are reduced to eating grass to sustain life. We got pictures of this stuff. They live in daily fear of the government and the minders who watch and listen. It is truly a hermit kingdom living in another age. What makes it so? Well, the answer is simple. It's their religion, and it's their politics. Mostly irreligious, the North Koreans, there are some who still observe Korean shamanism, Kondoism, and some Buddhists. Central to Korean shamanism is the belief in a supreme God and a supreme mind. It's a mixture of belief in the supreme God and the supreme mind. In this system, there's a heavenly king. He is the son of a holy mother, of the holy mother. Sound familiar? Investiture passes down through the female lineage in this religion. Then there's shamanism, the belief in a supreme god, Dangun, male son of heavenly king and founder of the Korean nation. Muism is like Chinese Wooism. Tongue-tied. Japanese Shinto and Siberian, Mongolian, Manchurian shamanic traditions. Shamans are hereditary in South Korea. You got to get born into being a shaman. And some Christian churches in Korea make use of practices rooted in shamanism. The communists don't like religion of any kind. For them, it's a threat to their power, power being mind and body control. Trump says he'll size them up and know in a matter of minutes whether or not this is going to work. If not, it's going to get a lot more testy in the Sea of Japan and the China Sea. I think we need to strap ourselves in and pray for the people in North Korea. Just look across the border. Look how successful South Korea has been with the same genetic code, embracing Western business practices and religion. It just boggles the mind why leaders won't see what's going on. Clearly, there's something more, something else at stake, something very personal, indigenous to who and what they are or to their power. And religion is about as personal as you can get corporately. You do know communism's a religion, right? Oh, yeah. We'll be right back. I'm going to tell you how to destroy a football franchise when we come back. Stay with me.